there, my name's Uilani, and first off, I'd like to thank my audience for participating with me on this informative speech on how the media influences our self-image. This speech is for my speech and communication class, and one of the reasons why I chose this particular topic is I found myself comparing my image to what I've seen in magazines, and the thought of why don't I look like that always crosses my mind. First, I'd like to ask my audience a question. How many of you use a product that you've seen advertised in the media? Okay. And how many have you chose this particular product due to the person who is advertising it? Alright. Well, unfortunately, we have all thought this way, one way or another. From facial creams to the clothes that we wear are all influenced by different types of media. From commercials, movies, to magazines, we start to compare ourselves to what the media sets as beauty. We also start to see our flaws through the eyes of the media. First off, self-image is our personal opinion on how we see ourselves, from our physical features such as height, weight, facial features, to our emotional characteristics and IQ. Though we cannot choose the cards that are dealt when it comes to our physical features, there are ways that people seek to change their physical appearance. I feel that it all starts from when you're a toddler. When you first turn on that TV and you see a commercial for a doll such as Barbies or Bratz nowadays, or G.I. Joe. Then your parents get you this toy and you play with it like any child would. But then you start to look at this doll in a different perspective, comparing yourself to this doll and realizing, how come I'm not skinny or have these physical features such as blonde hair or blue eyes? And you notice that Barbie is so well proportioned, or G.I. Joe is so masculine or well toned. That goes for when we watch a movie and we see our favorite star, such as Madonna in the 1980s. And we start looking at what she wears or the product she uses, and we think that if we use this certain wardrobe or this certain product, we'll be more like that person. This also goes for when we flip through magazines and we come across pictures such as these advertising our daily necessities, bags, of course, women are obsessed with, and hair products, and it goes all the way to milk, which does a body good. But it all goes to show that they're selling the appearance of the particular person more than they're selling the product. And I'd like to go up here and how people tend to try their best to be like a particular person, like Jay Cutler, who's a known bodybuilder. And we tend to diet and exercise, and we go to the most extreme just to try and be like this particular person. Also, there's some people who can afford plastic surgery, and they do certain plastic surgeries such as breast augmentation, tummy tucks, or liposuction. And people who keep comparing themselves to what is expected by the media fall into a slump and tending to get into a depression mode. Some things that can develop when they're depressed is a sense of lack of control in their own lives. Some people tend to take control by not eating or purging after a meal. These certain things are called eating disorders. These are probably one of the more unhealthy ways to gain beauty, and it is more of a psychological warfare with yourself because people cannot control it after a while. It's as if their body is conditioned to do these things. Well, when we step back and look at the big picture, we realize that the media has a huge impact on how we perceive ourselves. That they set the bar on what you need to look like or what we need to buy to get closer to beauty. It's funny when you think of it. when you walk into a clothes store. Well, take for example for females when they walk into a women's clothes store, and you look at the mannequins nowadays, and they're all about an average size 8. But if you look at the average size woman, on the other hand, their sizes range from size 12 to 16. And men, on the other hand, the mannequins are roughly a size 30, when on average they're a size 34. The reality is that trying to meet the standards of the media is too far-fetched, that you need to think realistically and realize the features that you do like about yourself, and not corrupt your self-image on the negative. If you look at the media, it is so well advanced that most of the flawless things that you admire are actually airbrushed. Unfortunately, the media is all around us, and the only way to get away from it is to lock ourselves in a cave and not have any communication with the outside world. Well, this is obviously unlikely for many reasons, so the best thing to do is not to look so deep into what you see in the advertisement, because you are unique in your own way, and the only way to be truly happy is to take your physical looks for face value. Well, this concludes my speech. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay, I'd like to thank you very much. Aloha.